Hi everyone, today we're going to learn about the celiac trunk, which is one of the main anterior branches coming from the abdominal aorta, and this is a branch that supplies most of the foregut, consisting of the esophagus, the stomach, the duodenum, as well as the spleen and the liver as well. So we're going to go through all of the main branches of the celiac trunk and the main anatomical regions that each one facilitates, and also the different areas where each of these branches anastomose with one another as well. And so we're going to start by drawing the esophagus and the stomach. And so we'll draw the esophagus here, then the greater curvature of the stomach coming round, then the lesser curvature of the stomach, and then you can see the duodenum here. And so we'll also draw the abdominal aorta, which I'll draw just here. There we go. And so the celiac trunk branches from the abdominal aorta at the level of T12. Okay. Celiac trunk. And so we will denote the origin of the branch just with a little dot here. And so in terms of the branches, the main branches of the celiac trunk, we have 3 of them. And I'm going to denote them, each of them, in a different colour so that you can clearly see where each of them traverse and where each of them anastomose with one another. And so the first branch, which we'll denote in green, is the left gastric artery. Okay, so left gastric artery. And this will branch off from the celiac trunk right here, and it will traverse across the lesser curvature of the stomach to supply this area, and also give off an esophageal branch to help supply blood to the distal esophagus as well. So that's the left gastric artery. The next branch is the splenic artery. Okay. Splenic artery. And this will branch off from the celiac trunk and travel posterior to the stomach. And then we can just draw a tiny little spleen on this side here, just to signify where it is. And it will then give off splenic branches to supply blood to the spleen, and it will also branch off to create the left gastro-omental artery, travelling across the greater curvature of the stomach, as you can see there. So that is the left gastro-omental artery. And so that is the splenic artery. And the final main branch from the celiac trunk is going to be the common hepatic artery. Okay, so we'll denote that in, let's see, we could pick a better colour there. Let's pick some orange. There we go. So in orange, we have the common hepatic artery. And so this will branch off in the opposite direction, heading towards the liver. Okay, so this is the common hepatic artery here. And the common hepatic artery will then branch off into 2 separate arteries. So one will continue to go towards the liver as the hepatic artery proper. And so we'll denote this hepatic artery proper. And the other branch is going to be the gastroduodenal artery. So that will travel towards, as the name implies, the stomach and the duodenum. So this is the gastroduodenal artery. And the gastroduodenal artery will then bifurcate into the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery and the right gastro-omental artery. So again, these names are quite self-explanatory. The superior pancreatico-duodenal artery will head towards the pancreatic head, which is right next to the duodenum and will also supply the duodenum as well. So we will just draw this heading towards the duodenum. So this will be the superior pancreatical duodenal artery, and the other branch, as we said, will be the right gastro-omental artery, and that will traverse across the greater curvature of the stomach to meet and anastomose with the left gastro-omental artery, which, as we discussed, comes from the splenic artery. So this is the right gastro-omental artery. And so finally we're left with the hepatic artery proper, as we said, continues to head in the direction of the liver itself. And so we will have one branch coming from the hepatic artery proper, which will be the right gastric artery. So this is going to look a little bit messy, but it will still get the point across. So as we see, this is the right gastric artery that heads towards the lesser curvature of the stomach to anastomose with the left gastric artery. And so as we see here, this is the right gastric artery, and then we'll just denote in green here, we have the left gastric artery. And in terms of the hepatic artery proper, it will eventually bifurcate into the left and right hepatic arteries. So that is the celiac trunk in a nutshell. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.